Today I get to drive something I've never driven before, and it's this lovely classic Mini Cooper Sport. Now, the Mini Cooper production started way back in 1959, but this, being the 1998 model, is one of the later ones around the time BMW took over. This particular car is flame red with the white roof and white stripes, as you can see. We've got the 13-inch mini lights, the wide arches, which make it look absolutely beautiful in my eyes. In fact, I think I prefer this, don't judge me on this one, but I think I prefer this look to the Classic, to the other Classic Mini. We've got the decals down the side, just as a Classic Mini should have. And we've got the Great British sign on the rear end with the Mini Cooper Sport logo and the two upswept exhaust pipes, which I'm sure sound amazing, and we'll soon find out. I can't get over how small these things are, and I can't wait to have a drive of it. We'll get into the inside in a second, but look at it. Just look at it. What a machine. It's even got the 4 fogs on the front. Oh, look at this. It's very red in here. Right, where do we start with this? As you can see, the owner has retrimmed it, which looks really good. Fits well with the car. Red carpet, black mats, red and black seats. Little Mini Cooper shifter there. The pedals are ridiculously close together in this thing, and I'll have to get used to that when I'm driving it. This, being the later model, has also got the airbag on the steering wheel. Obviously this is not quite standard. The owner has installed a TomTom down there, which is quite nice. I think he got it for his wife or girlfriend, partner, should we say, just in case I got that wrong. And she wanted the sat-nav, so he's put that down there for her. And obviously it's got an aftermarket CD player. And I believe on the rear parcel shelf there is some speakers, so that should sound quite good. And the old ashtray still in there in case you need a cigarella while you're driving around. The glove box is minuscule, as you'd expect in a Mini. And yeah, it's just very small. Very small. As you'll know if you've owned one of these before or driven one before. I bet it feels like a little go-kart, this thing. I'm sure these only weigh around 700 kilos, but we'll double check that. And let's go look under the bonnet and see what we've got under there. So under the bonnet, we've got this 1.3 litre fuel-injected A-series engine pushing around 85 brake horsepower. As you can see, it's all crammed in there really nicely. You couldn't really get a bigger engine than that if you tried. Now, this particular car benefits from the K&N air filter. As you can see, that's piped all the way back, so you can get the fresh air through the grills. This car weighs around 700 kilos, so it's very light, and although it's only 85 horsepower, I can imagine it goes like a little go-kart. Apparently, in Japan, these came with an air conditioning from standard, which just fit in that little slot down there, but they didn't bother with that in England because it's never too warm anyway. Right, we're going to take this for a drive, but first, I've never looked in the boot of one of these things, so I'm intrigued. So let's have a look around here, see what we're working with for your shopping. Ooh. 1, 2, you could fit 3 bags from Morrison's in there, can't you? Or your choice of shop. Right, let's take her out. Just before we set off, I've always wondered what it's like to sit in the back of one of these cars, so I've got to test it out. Oh, this whole seat comes up like so. Oh! Let's have a look for room back here. Oh! Oh! That's not actually too bad. I can get my knees in, just my head's touching the roof. It's not bad. I could do a journey in this. Impressed. Oh, that sounds nice. Right, we're on the road now in the Mini, and the first thing I've noticed is how small this thing feels on the road. I feel like I could fit another one next to me on this side of the road. It rides really quite nice. It is a little bit on the bumpy side with the adjustable suspension, but it's quite smooth. The engine's really smooth. The brakes, quite stiff, but they feel good. It grips up well. No knocks or bangs at all from this thing. It's so fun just to weave it about on this road, I'm not gonna lie to you. No knocks or bangs, it drives solid. The owners spent a lot of money on it, getting it perfect, and it drives that way, if I'm honest with you. This is such a fun car to drive on a day like today. It's sunny outside, the sun's in your face. Yeah, I can see why people love these things. We're gonna go do a little pull down here and see what the 85 horsepower in a 700 kilo car feels like, because I've not experienced that before. It's quite trafficy today. We're driving around on a Sunday and there's traffic everywhere. But yeah, the steering is, it's point and turn. It's literally, it's quite nice. While we're stuck in traffic, this is also a good time for me to tell you, or to ask you to subscribe to the channel, please, because we're nearly on 1,000 subs now. We've got many different videos coming, especially on the E39. We've got some good ones on that coming up. And it'd be nice if you just hit the subscribe button for us so we can get to 1,000 subs, because that is our goal for the next few weeks, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Oh yeah, she sounds well. She sounds very well. I believe it's got, it had a straight through pipe on this, but he's put a cat in it, and to be honest, it still sounds amazing. I think you need a cat on these to get them through emissions, being a 1998 model, so you can't get away with just straight through pipe. But you don't need it any louder than this. It's not too loud, and then when you put your foot down, it sounds really well, especially through that upswept exhaust pipe right behind there. Imagine having a car full of mates in this Mini, just doing a little road trip. 4 people up, all crammed in this tiny little car. Oh, that would be painful but fun, I reckon. If I get any specs or anything wrong, feel free to tell me, because I'm not clued up on Minis. So if you want to correct me, just write in the comments and correct me. I tell you what, this thing grabs a lot of attention. While I'm sat in traffic, I've got people looking out of the rear windows, people pulling up next to me, looking at the car. Definitely an attention grabber, this thing. People love a classic Mini. Right, we're going. Can we open her up a little bit now? Fingers crossed. Let's see what that 85 brake does in a 700 kilo car. Oh! Oh yeah. Oh yes. She goes well. She sounds even better. When you get her up in the rev range, she goes very, very well. This road's a little bit bumpy for the Mini's liking. There's potholes everywhere, but we're trying to dodge them. There we go. Back on the smooth surface. Yeah, that second gear pull, it's nice and smooth. Linear up the rev range. It feels like it revs out for ages, to be fair. You know what, the thing with one of these cars is, I don't even think you need to treat it as a little race car. Yeah, it's fun round the bends and everything. It's a Mini, but just cruising about feels fantastic. You don't even need to rush to get anywhere in this thing. You can just enjoy the drive. If I had one of these, I'd be on it every day in summer. I'd be dailying it in summer. Oh yes, sounds so nice. It sticks to the road so well. So well. Bit of mud on the road here, but oh yeah, you can't beat this. Literally cannot beat it. Third gear feels fantastic. It's so smooth around the bends as well. Oh, it's such a fun car. Right. Yes, the smile it puts on your face. Oh, it's funny how small this is, and how light it is, and how stiff it is, and how cool it is. Right, I'm gonna head back now. Oh, get her up there! Yes! Oh, what a fun little car. What a fun little car. Right, okay, now we'll head back. I lied before, this time we'll go back. What a fantastic little car to drive, and this could be yours as it's for sale on Auto Trader and Car and Classic. I'll leave the links in the description if you want to have a look at that, and you'll get yourself a fine motor. Anyway, like, subscribe, see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. I'm stuck.